Hello and welcome. So today we're going to look at beginning magic. Now this is a question that I sometimes run across, or should I say, I get emailed about. I get asked, how should I start in magic? What should I do? And this is a very broad question, and it's a question that actually thousands of people have. There are several categories, but the three main ones are, first of all, the ones that are interested in the power that magic can potentially give them. That's what they want to explore. The second group are the spiritual seekers. They want an alternative spiritual system that is very different and apart from the main religions out there. They want something more personalized, something smaller, something seemingly more natural to them. And the third group are the ones that are kind of like fooling themselves. They're the ones that just want to show off a bit for the ego. They want to paint themselves up to look cool. Buffy the Vampire Slayer type, the Hollywood version with the heavy gothic look. Now there's nothing wrong with that if that's always been something you've worn and something you're drawn into, but you've got to ask yourself the question, why? What's the purpose? What's the reason you want to do magic? And if it is just for the ego, then magic isn't for you. You can just dress up and do what you want, but you're not really pursuing magic. But for the ones that really are interested in the spiritual aspect and in practicing something that humankind has actually practiced from the dawn of civilization, then it becomes very interesting. How do you begin? And through the ages, we have progressed through gematria or gematria, conjuration, the invocation of spirits, and evocation of spirits, which is actually a more advanced practice because you can run into some difficulties. I sometimes have discussions with people that say, oh, why do I need a protective circle? Why do I need that? Nothing really. What's the worst that can happen? And I say, okay, well, when you get into a car, why do you wear a seatbelt? And they say, oh, it's the law. Yeah, but why do you wear it? Why is there a law? What's happened in the past? Because in those rare cases where an accident happens, you're maimed. You're damaged quite badly. And that actually can happen psychologically to a lot of people and also physically and emotionally. And you don't know what energies can enter your sphere of sensation. Some people are very sensitive. Some people can go for years without using a magic circle, and then just one unfortunate incident can bring a lot of problems into their lives, especially financially, funnily enough. There was a case of a fairly famous occultist, although he's not very good at it, but he's fairly well known. When he started in Goetia, he didn't abide to any of the circle rules, and he was doing quite well until one day his house burnt down. Then he had a heart attack. So, in the rare cases that something goes wrong, it is like a seatbelt. Another analogy is, why do you need to brush your teeth? Well, you don't. But after many years, after several years of getting away with not brushing your teeth, guess what happens? It catches up to you, and your teeth rot. You have immense pain. You can get mouth cancer. So was it worth it? So anyway, it's up to you if you want to do this, but you'd be foolish not to implement safeguards, because at the very least, if nothing happens, nothing happens. And if you have a safeguard and something does happen, nothing will happen to you. You see what I mean? So anyway, let's move on. So there's a lot out there that you should research. I encourage you to research. Not enough people actually research. They have a McDonald's approach. They say, oh, I want to learn this. Give me that. Give me this. Without ever researching. Now, I get some great questions from my subscribers. I love you guys. You guys are very good. But every now and again, I get some really selfish types, not even subscribing to the channel. They feel entitled. They'll just come up, not even a good greeting, and I say, I want this. Give me a link. Tell me how to do it. And I just laugh at them. But I often tell them, hey, so what have you found on that subject? What have you found about that very thing you want to do? And guess what? They haven't even taken time to research anything. So these people are failures anyway. They shouldn't be dabbling in magic. They can't focus. I do feel sorry for some of them because maybe they do have mental conditions. However, the first step is you got to put the time to research. Now, you have to research something you're interested in. So why do you want to take up magic? Be honest. Make a list. Then start researching different magical systems. There are a lot. And within those magical systems, there are also subsystems. I'm getting tongue-tied again. And you'll get into things like astrology, Kabbalah, the tarot, Hermetic magic, forms of witchcraft, forms of conjuration, gematria, all kinds of things. So then research the positives and the negatives. You got to spend hours really researching. If you don't want to do that, magic's not for you. Because magic works when you have the ability to focus and concentrate, draw down that energy. And I know a lot of systems don't teach you that well. But anyway, you got to draw down that energy. I can teach you how. And then use that united combination of energies as well as your will and projecting all of that into your ritual or your working. Okay? Some people say, oh, I don't want to get into fancy things. Why do I need this? Why do I need that? Minimalism's the way to go. I agree with you. However, you cannot be able to have that kind of power in the beginning. It's like saying, all right, you want to build muscle, you're a skinny person. Walk into a gym and lift 100 or 120 kilos. It's 250 or 300 pounds for the very first time. Are you going to do it? I doubt it. And if you did on the way try, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to drop that bar. You're going to do some damage to your back. And then you'll be out. You won't be able to practice for a long time. So research the different types. There are lots of different types. There are lots of con artists out there as well, so be aware of that. There are a lot of manipulators and agenda-driven people that have something good and then they mix it with something bad. So you have to be clear with your intention and what you want to do. Make a list, positives and negatives of each different system. Ceremonial magic, ritual magic, witchcraft, Wicca, different types of paganism, neo-paganism, whatever you want. Do the research. And then also go by feeling. Does that feel good for you? Does that feel a bit weird? Is it something you want to do or not? Does it go against your principles? Don't do anything that really goes against your principles. At least not until you've explored it fully by questioning. Okay? The questioning doesn't mean that like you'll say, oh, I don't believe that works. It's never going to work for me, without trying it yourself. You're just going to ask, okay, how does that procedure work? What does it actually do? Are there any harmful aspects? That's the right kind of questioning, I mean. Okay, because if you doubt magic works, then it's not for you. Do something different. Also, meditation. Can you meditate? Have you tried? really research what meditation is deeply, because done properly, meditation will give you the ability to silence your mind, quieten down, and then focus your energies when you need to. That's a very valuable tool in magic. Okay? Here's a simple exercise. Actually, I'll give you 2 exercises to do over the course of the next month. If you can do it for 3 months, then you're going to come out much stronger, and you've actually done a foundation course in magic, the essentials. It's like this. So every time you receive a negative opinion or criticism about yourself, or even a negative thought that pops up in your mind, acknowledge that as being negative and reject it. You can reject it out loud or to yourself. I would say it out loud, and if you can, write it down. Say, I reject it, then crunch up that paper, rip it up, throw it away, or roll it in a ball, throw it away in the trash. And do the opposite. Every time you receive a positive opinion or praise or a positive thought, accept it. Okay? Now this exercise, I think other people have used it. It goes way back. It's a Kabbalistic exercise that goes way back into, I think, the 18th century. I saw a book on it. I can't remember if it was I can't remember his name. Liszewski. Oh, geez, I can't remember. Sorry, I kind of mangled that name up. But anyway, I saw it in that book, and I know others use it in Hermetic Magic. So do that for a month. So when you catch yourself thinking something negative, say, I reject that. And if someone says something that is trying to pull you down, you make sure you say, I reject that to your mind. Reject it, okay? And accept all the positive. You'll see a massive change happen in your life when you do that, okay? You start to rewire your system, your responses. Your energy levels will not be affected negatively, and they will be bolstered positively. Secondly, like I mentioned before, please write down what is your aim, what is your goal in magic. Start writing, start researching, find out all the different systems, the positive systems, the negative systems, the strange systems, the Western systems, the Eastern systems. It's going to take you a lot of time. And only after doing a lot of research will you know if taking up magic is for you. Okay? All right, so this is the first part I'm going to finish for today, because I think around the 13-14 minute mark is long enough. So I hope that has answered some of your questions. I didn't want to go over the same points as everybody else has done on YouTube. I wanted to give you something a little bit different, something a little bit fresher, but something that makes you proactive and go out there and research things for yourself. You really need the skill, the desire, the ability, the intent and passion to research. It is key. All right, that's all from me today. Please have a great week going ahead. Remember, keep going forward, keep positive, and never give up. Cheers. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and also click the bell so you receive all the latest updates and announcements before anybody else does, I guess, or at least so you won't miss out. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next video. Like I said, have a great week ahead. Keep positive, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.